Hi everyone, it's Teacher Tom. Ooh, it's cold outside. Do you like my hat? Do you like my sweatshirt? I'm trying to keep warm. Today, let's talk about the past tense. Specifically, let's talk about the simple past and the past progressive. The past progressive is the same as the past continuous. Same thing. Typically, we use the simple past to talk about actions in the past that are finished. It often includes a time frame. For example, what did she do last night? She worked. She worked last night. Okay, so if the question is in the simple past, what did is the past tense, right? Simple past. What did she do last night? Not what did she did. No. What did she do last night? Question mark. She worked. Simple past. What did she do last night? She worked. She worked last night. So, simple past. And here's the time frame. Often we have a time frame when we use the simple past. So what's the difference between the simple past and the past progressive or past continuous? Well, in the simple past, basically the emphasis is that the action is finished. We're looking back into the past and we see the action as finished. So what does the past progressive look like? With the past progressive or past continuous, we're talking about activities that started in the past and were finished in the past, but the emphasis is on the duration. We're looking back into the past and we see the activity in action in the past tense, past progressive. It's in the past, but it's in progress. Okay? So we use was or were plus the base verb plus ing. So, what was she doing last night? She was working. She was working last night. Past progressive. What was she doing last night? Remember, we're going to use was or were plus the base verb plus ing. What was she doing last night? She was working. She was working. She was working last night. So we can see her in the past with the activity in progress. The emphasis here is different than the simple past. The emphasis in the past progressive or past continuous is the duration and seeing the action in progress. We also use the past progressive to talk about an ongoing activity in the past that was suddenly interrupted. I talked about this in my lesson using when or while, right? So for example, I was reading a book when the phone rang, right? My action in the past was interrupted by another action. We can also use it to talk about two past actions happening at the same time. Typically, that's when we use while. I was reading a book while she was mowing the lawn. Okay? There's more examples using when or while in another lesson that I have on my channel. Okay? I was reading, past progressive, right? Was or were plus the base verb plus ing. I was reading a book when the phone rang. So the past action in progress was interrupted here by a short action in the past. Okay, again, past progressive. I was reading a book while she was mowing the lawn. Now we have past progressive and past progressive. Two actions in the past happening in progress at the same time. Do you understand? Okay, here's the grammar. Here's how to form the past progressive or past continuous. We use was or were. That depends on the subject, right? I was, but you were. He was, she was, but they were, right? So we use was or were plus the base verb plus ing. That's very easy. It's not confusing like the irregular verbs. In the simple past, we have many, many irregular verbs, right? If it's regular, work, worked, ed. But if it's irregular, we have, for example, buy, bought. If it's irregular, it has its own unique past tense, and we have to memorize it. But not in the past progressive. In the past progressive, it's much more easy to make this verb tense. Look, they were teaching. That's it. We use was or were, right? Plus the base verb, in this case teach, plus ing. What were they doing last week? They were teaching. They were teaching me how to speak English. I hope they were successful. Now, here's a speaking practice you can do if you are in a classroom, or maybe if you have a partner, or maybe a partner online. You can ask, what were you doing? And then give a time frame. For example, what were you doing last night? What were you doing yesterday? What were you doing last week? What were you doing while I was watching TV? Oh, a little more complicated. If you want an extra challenge, you can throw in simple past. What did you do last night? Then your partner must answer in the simple past. What were you doing last night? Your partner answers in the past progressive. See how that works? Okay, I hope you liked this lesson, and I hope it helped you understand a bit of the difference between simple past and past progressive, and how to use and form the past progressive. I will see you next time.